Good morning, y'all. It's Susie. Welcome to my craft room. Today is not going to be a crafting video. I want to do some shout outs. I want to tell a couple of stories that I think y'all might enjoy. Today I'm trying to make a day of laughter and happiness. I've had a rough time here lately, and I had a procedure yesterday, which I'll get a little more into in a little bit. And so during my painful recovery, I am trying to stay positive and upbeat and just think on some positive things. I wanted to kind of share that with you today. But first of all, I want to do a shout out to a brand spanking new channel. It is called, oh my goodness, I wrote it down, Connection of Lives and Interest. And of course, I'm going to put the link down below. As of last night, she had 2 whole subscribers. So please, y'all go over and check her out. She is my one of my very best friends in actual people that you know in person, not just through the internet. She is my real life bestie, and so she is an amazing woman. About this time last year, somewhere in the ballpark, she sent out a message through Facebook to people in my area here that she and her husband were gonna be moving up here, and she was kind of looking at the housing market, different things, and people were trying to respond back, different nice areas, houses that were possibly available, things like that. Well, bless her heart, before she even moved here, she had created a group for women, and I think it was over 50. It might have been over 40. I don't know. We've got people of every age now, but um, for women in our area, not county, because our county is really kind of big and spread out, but we have 3 towns that are, say, within 20 miles of each other, not counting Columbia, but that are kind of associated together. And so she created a group for these particular towns. I guess one is considered a city, and the other 2 are just little towns. But I'm in Podunk, so anyway, she reaches out and creates this group for women um, to kind of get to know each other, to build friendships and bonds and things like that. And by the time she moved here, there were several members that had joined up, and man, it took off. And she has been the most delightful person. She goes out and visits with all the new people that, or most of the, I guess, the new people that join. She has built lots and lots of relationships. Of course, everybody doesn't have personalities that mesh or whatever, and you're not going to be best friends with everybody in the group, but you make some really close connections, and it has been wonderful to have people. Originally we were kind of all in the same age group, and now we have a nice diversity of people, and it's just wonderful. People with different likes and interests and hobbies and crafts and whatever, and it's just a really neat thing. There's a whole group that gets together and plays a game called Bunko. I'm not really sure what that is, but they love it and enjoy it. And of course, the coronavirus hit, and everybody's kind of kept their distance. I think there are a few that have gotten together and met here and there. But anyway, I told you all that just to say that this one lady has made a huge impact on hundreds of lives here in our little area. And she's just an amazing woman, and I think that's where she came up with her name. I didn't ask her, but Connection of Lives and Interests, because that's what she does. She creates connections. Well, she is a crafter, but she has found her passion this year in gardening. And she started out small, and she ended up doing a video in the last few days. I mean, her channel is like days old. But she has done a video of some of her tomato plants that she has grown literally from seed. These are the most awesome tomato plants. They are humongous. She has created the nicest stalks on these things. She doesn't have that many tomato plants, and I think her husband counted over 100 tomatoes just on these few tomato plants. And she's not going to sell those tomatoes. She's going to end up giving them away. I mean, this woman is just an amazing, amazing woman. And she does my porch drop-offs when I need items from the store, anything like that. She looks out for me for toilet paper. Somehow the Lord just lets her know when I'm getting like down to the next few rolls, and she just happens to find it right on time, and she drops it off and anything else that I need. Her husband comes by on Thursdays and picks up my trash and takes it to the dump for me. Yeah, just an amazing couple, and we're so blessed to have them here. But I want you to check out her video. Look at her tomato plants. If y'all are gardeners, offer her any suggestions you have on anything. I encouraged her last night to do a video on lettuce that she's grown, and I could not believe she grew this beautiful lettuce. I'm like, I can't believe you grew lettuce this time of year here, because, as a gardener, I know it bolts. You get it in the heat and it just bolts. Well, she ends up telling me that she did it inside. Oh my God, they had lettuce, fresh lettuce, for their sandwiches. It's just beautiful. And she said, well, but it's not my idea. I learned it from somebody on YouTube. I said, so give them credit. Tell where you learned it from. Put their link, in your description. I mean, it doesn't matter. We take each other's ideas. We kind of make them our own. We do them our way, and not everybody is from the same geographical location. So you have to make changes sometimes. But anyway, go check her out. Offer her any advice, suggestions, help that you might have. Encourage her. Please subscribe to her channel. I'd like to see her bump up to 100 subscribers like really, really quick. She's just an awesome, awesome lady. Um, okay, and another lady that I mentioned, this is kind of a cute little story. It really, really made me chuckle. I've mentioned Possum Patty from Pennsylvania before, and I've shared with y'all that she is like my daily dose of nature each day. Her videos are, around 10 minutes, sometimes 8 or 12 or whatever, but approximately about 10 minutes. But it is my way out of the house through her, kind of out to the little woods, looking at flowers, at different plants, different, she tries to identify the different species, bugs that invade plants, little worms or whatever. She really gets into looking up closely at nature. And she's been very inspiring to me because, as y'all know, I can't get out and do like I want to. And just to be, it's like she takes me along with her each day. And I wanted to share that with y'all so that you take a break from your cooking, your cleaning, your crafting, everything, and just go on a little nature trip with her each day for 10 minutes. Um, and what's interesting is when she goes out, she draws the things that she sees, and then she does research on them. So within 10 minutes, you get to see, her actually in nature. You get to actually see what she's drawn, and she explains what she's learned. It's just so enlightening, and you learn so much, and it's just amazing. And things you haven't thought about, or things that you need to pay more attention to, that you think, I need to slow down and take time to really start looking at things better. And it's just kind of a reminder to slow down and really enjoy all that God has put here for us. But anyway, I'm going to link her below. She made a comment to me the other day and said she has more junk journalers that are subscribers than she has art journalers now. And I just thought that was wonderful. Thank y'all so much for going over and supporting her, for subscribing. Please, please continue to show her the love. Share your comments with her, the things that you really enjoyed seeing that day, what you would like to see more of. Um, ask questions. I'm telling you, she's such a sweetheart. I don't know her personally. I just know her, through her channel, but I've just been blessed by that. So please check her out. Okay, there's a couple of giveaway things that I want to talk to you about. One of them is Young's Paper Creations is trying to reach 500 subscribers. I've mentioned them before, and of course I'll link her in the box below. It's Aisha over there. And she is growing her channel. She's trying to get up to 500 subscribers. And once she hits 500, she's doing two giveaways, each of 200 pieces of die cuts. Some of them are relatively big, some of them are smaller. There's all kind of different things. It's just amazing the amount of die cuts. Even if you don't want all those die cuts, you know, get into the drawing form, because what you don't want, you can pass along to some of the rest of us that will use them. We all have different times that we use different things, and so pass them along, share the love. So definitely get involved in that. Just run over, check her channel out, and get in that. Also, this is, I think, ending today, but it's not too late. Carol over at Oak House Journals is doing 100 subscriber giveaway, and if my memory is correct right now, I think she's giving away three different things. I think it's like three little journals or something like. I can't recall exactly, but I think it's three different things. Beautiful. She does beautiful work. But what she has asked was not that you send her anything, but she's asked that you do something she's called a rack, which is a random act of kindness for this. So all you need to do is pick someone that you would like to just randomly send something to say thank you, you're inspiring, I love you, whatever message that you want to send to somebody. You can use stuff that you already have in your stash. You can, make something fresh. I mean, it can be just as simple as a tag, a pocket, just a ticket, anything. Just something to send somebody that you made or that is in your stash that you would like to pass along and bless somebody with. This has been such a blessing for me. My very first Happy Mail, which I uploaded this morning to y'all, came as a result of Carol's rack challenge. And Diane made this for me, and like I said, I shared it with you earlier. What Diane said, she doesn't have a YouTube channel, or she does have an Etsy, but there's nothing in her Etsy. She hasn't put anything in there for years. She normally sells locally, um, but I was so touched by receiving that, and I have a couple of people that I'm sending these racks to. Matter of fact, they're going to be sent out today, and I'm really, really excited about that. And people will be blessed just by receiving this Happy Mail, that something that you made or that you took the time to go through your stash and take out for them. So I encourage you. I think today is the last day. I think she's closing it out tomorrow. But go to Oak House Journals, hit hit Carol up, just send her an email, let her know that you will be participating, and that you'll be sending your item out, today, tomorrow, as quickly as you can, because she does want to close this out tomorrow. But she'll go ahead and put your name in the drawing if you go ahead and commit to doing that. So check that out if you would. Also, um, there is Wendy's Sweet Wendy's Sweets birthday challenge. That's a brand new channel for me. I found out about her from somebody else. I went over there. I subscribed to her channel. I watched a couple of her videos. Really, really cute stuff. Check her out. Subscribe. Like her stuff. Participate in her birthday challenge if you would. I think you'll be blessed by that. Another one that I really, really, really wanted to tell you about is Little Sue, Crafty Beginner, and she had a birthday challenge, and she right after she posted it, the coronavirus hit. And so with the mail being like it has, and everybody kind of being how it's been, she has ended up extending it. I think her deadline, if I remember correctly, and we're relying on my memory, so we're not going to be real specific about that, but I think it was about May 15th or something. And I missed out. And so I commented back to one of her followers. I sorry I missed the deadline. Well, I was informed today that her deadline has been extended. I think through the middle or end of July. So please go over and check out Little Sue, Crafty Beginner. She's new too, and she has some great stuff as well. And she has her birthday challenge. So please go check her out, support her, and just show her some love as well. Let's see, did I have anybody else I want to do a shout out to? Okay, nope. But now I want to tell y'all a cute little thing that I saw this morning. I Well, let me back up a little bit. As y'all know, I've been having some health issues here recently, and I've been struggling to get around and to do things, and I've been in a lot of really excruciating pain. So I've been kind of limited. And Sunday, I decided that it would be just a great idea to unplug from YouTube, from crafting, because when you watch videos, you want to get in your craft room or your space and just get busy doing something. Well, I knew that that was going to be driving me and it was going to cause me some depression. So I said, you know what? Today I'm just going to kind of take it easy, unplug from everything, and not worry about it. Well, that seemed like a good plan at the time. Well, guess what happens when you get one day behind watching videos? Yeah, that's not good. Well, yesterday, I got up, I did some crafting, I made some videos for y'all, on honoring G. Kerr. Uh, got those posted, and then I had my procedure scheduled for 2 o'clock yesterday. Well, it's about a 45-minute or so drive over there, and then you have to be there 30 minutes early. Y'all know the whole routine. Well, um, so I get there, and the where I'm going is like on the second floor. Now I'm in my scooter, right? So I go up the ramp, and I go in the first floor, and there's a woman standing there, and she says, "Have you been to the beach recently?" And I said, "Excuse me, who exactly are you? And why do you care about where I've been?" And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She said, I'm so and so, and I'm screening everyone who comes into the building to see if it's safe for you to go. Where are you going?" And I told her, what office I was going to. And she said, "And, we need to know if you've been to the beach recently." Um, And the reason for that is our governor is a moron and he opened up our beaches way too soon. And now, since he opened them up, we've had a huge spike in cases that have come positive from the result of everybody flocking to the beaches. So, anyway, I said, no, do I look like I've been anywhere recently? But, of course, you really don't say it. It's kind of like you say it to yourself, right? And so I said, no, I have not been to the beach. And she said, well, I'm going to need to take your temperature, but I need to ask you a few more questions. So, they asked the coughing, the sneezing, the running fever, the whole thing. No, it's all good. I said, I did all this screening, with the office. They called to verify my procedure today, and they went through all these questions with, well, we have to re-ask. I said, okay, great. And she said, well, I need to take your temperature. I said, well, as long as you don't touch me, that's good. Of course, I'm wearing a mask and gloves because I'm high risk. So she comes over, and they have this little wand thing now that they can take your temperature without touching you. It's pretty crazy, but I guess it works. My temperature was normal, so I guess it worked. So I went on up to the office, and I opened the door, and there's this huge waiting room there with like 4 whole chairs in there, kind of like a little ghost office or something. And there's one person behind the check-in counter, which there's normally two, and then you see, the staff, back and forth, behind them getting copies or whatever they're doing back there, filing, I don't know. But anyway, there's one lady sitting there, and I go to check in, and I noticed looking around the room, there is not a magazine, there's not a pamphlet, there is nothing. I mean, there's nothing for you to touch except the chair that you are going to sit in, period. And I thought, okay, well, this is strange. But, I understand. But I haven't been anywhere, um, you know, like a private office or anything like that since all this happened. So I didn't know that things looked that extreme, right? So anyway, I sit there and I noticed that the water fountain is all, um, you can't get to it. They've blocked it off, where you can't use the water fountain. And then there's these signs on the bathroom door that say, something like doors locked, cannot use, or something like that. And so I kind of half jokingly said to the lady at the counter, I guess by blocking off the water fountain, that makes the need for the bathrooms, not important. And she kind of laughed and she said, no, anybody who might need to use it will go in the back, and that way we can monitor who actually goes in to the bathrooms and send somebody in to disinfect after, each use. Because where the bathrooms are in the waiting area, nobody can really see them, so they wouldn't know, which made perfect sense, and I thought it was kind of funny. And then she calls me up to pay, because you have to pay your copay up front and sign the paperwork. Well, there's not a pen. And I said, can I get a pen from you? Well, she takes it and drops it on the countertop. Okay, well, you're in a mask and gloves, and I'm in a mask and gloves, and you still act like I got the ick, but okay, whatever. So I signed the papers, and I went to hand the pen back to her, and she grabs it with a wipe. And I'm like, you couldn't have been a little more discreet and just you got gloves on, take the pen once I'm not seeing, then you wipe it off, sanitize your gloves, with your hand sanitizer or whatever, but nah, go ahead. It's all right. So I sit down and wait, and they finally call me back. And this was like the weirdest experience. I'm in a surgical area, right? And so I go back through there, and there is not a soul in the hallway anywhere. And there's like a nurse's station kind of thing in the middle, which is normally buzzing with activity. Not a soul sitting there either. I did not pass a single person in the hall, not one. Not on my way in, and certainly not on my way out. Um, but it was they put me in this room and did my vitals, and then they took me in. I had my procedure. They put me in recovery, which you're normally there 30 minutes to an hour, something like that, and then you leave. Well, after 10 minutes, they said I was good to go, and I'm like, we're not going to see if I have a reaction or did everything. No, you're good. Okay, great. So I leave and pass no one again, and so I go to the checkout. Checkout. She sets up my next appointment, which is not until September for the next procedure, but that's the earliest I had, so okay. So I leave, and everything's just lovely. Well, I get home, and somebody has run into or something happened, I don't know what, to the cable company's box, pole, whatever. Anyway, coming to find out hours later, the fiber optic cable had been messed up. So I had no home phone, no internet, and no TV, because my TV comes through the cable. I don't have cable like you would think cable, but I get my internet through my internet connection. But anyway, so I have nothing. And now here I am, confined basically to my bed, nothing to do. All of my books, Bibles, and everything are in the other room. As my time goes on, I'm hurting worse and worse. And when I say hurting, I'm talking about hurting worse than I did before the procedure. And I'm thinking, what on earth have I done to myself? And I literally begged this doctor to do this procedure because the pain was so bad. And I'm thinking, what have I done? Oh my God, I'm like crazy as a freaking loon. Well, uh, we were out all that stuff, and I just kind of did what I could do. I played solitaire on the phone. I made some lists, just whatever I could do laying there in the bed, trying not to concentrate on, pain or discomfort, and trying to get comfortable and all of that. Well, by about, I don't know, 11 or 12 o'clock, everything started working again. Of course, I'm exhausted. I'm hurting by 11, 12 o'clock last night. I just knew I was going to die. I was having a reaction to the medication that they gave me. Um, I'm talking about massive, massive hot flashes. And they weren't flashes. This was like lasting, pouring sweat. Uh, Terrible, terrible. Any of y'all who have been through menopause or that are going through it can relate to what I'm talking about. If you haven't been through that yet, hang on, it is coming. Well, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and my cancer was a hormone driven cancer. So, after my cancer treatment, about a year later, they tested my hormone levels to um, make sure I wasn't producing hormones. Well, I was. So, they started giving me this stuff in my stomach to stop on hormone production. Well, you want to talk about the mother of all menopause. Oh my God. I'd have to get up 2 or 3 times at night and change my sheets. I would just sweat so bad. Well, I thought last night was going to be a repeat of that, except I couldn't get up and change my bed. Well, I ended up propping up. The ceiling fan was on, thank God, and of course my air conditioner was running, thank God. Had it not been, I would have probably melted right there in the bed, and I just knew I was going to die. I just knew I was going to die. And I wasn't going to call 911 because that means the ambulance comes, and you don't know how clean that is, and, oh no, you know what, I'll just lay here and die, I guess. So, well, by about 4 o'clock, I was so miserable, I was in so much pain, and then I was afraid I wasn't going to die. And I thought, oh God, please just take me home. Take me home. I can't take this anymore. Well, thank God, as the hours passed, that pain has eased up some. Still not ready to run any races. I managed to get in here, and I'm going to work my way back to the kitchen. I'm going to grab me a little bite to eat, and back to my bed I'm going. Well, I have no fussy cutting left to do, y'all. During this time of being in the bed and having to rest so much, I've taken all my fussy cutting in there, and I've literally cut out everything. And who does that? Who doesn't have any fussy cutting left to do? And I promise y'all, I have tens of thousands of pieces fussy cut already. So it's rough. I'm gonna have to start putting some of this stuff together. But anyway, I thought y'all would kind of enjoy that little story there. But I told y'all all that to tell you that I was watching Tina over at Shabby Dabby Doodah this morning, and she, was doing her mask making video, which I couldn't participate in, because I can't really sit long enough to do all that. But she said that they went to the beach the other day, and it was boiling hot. Boiling hot. Well, she said it was 32 degrees. Well, I just busted out laughing because in the United States, we're on the Fahrenheit scale. So 32 degrees is like our freezing point. That's where we start freezing. Well, I looked up the conversion between Celsius and Fahrenheit, which her 32 degrees was our 90 degrees. And so I still kind of laughed about it because I live in the South, in the United States. And so I told her, I said, you would die here when we have temperatures which are their 38 degrees Celsius to our 100 degree Fahrenheit. And we have that for days at a time. And I mean, I about die. So somebody who's not used to it would really struggle. Well, what would happen if her family was over here when it was like 115 degrees or so for days at a time, or at least our heat index was, like 115 or 120. I mean, people would think they just died and went to hell, right? I mean, is that just awful? But it's just the way it is here, and, all across the South. Well, of course, out in places like Arizona, New Mexico, and things like that, it really gets hot. I mean, even South Texas, I mean, hot. So anyway, I just thought that I got a real chuckle, a real chuckle out of her, talking about how boiling. I mean, she was so excited, so boiling hot at what our 90 degrees would be. And I thought, yeah, you know what? I am like a 70s kind of gal. I like temperatures in the 70s during the day and, high 50s, low 60s at night. That's like the perfect conditions for me. But anyway, I got a chuckle out of that. Thought y'all might enjoy that too. Because of just the differences, not even just in countries, but within the same countries, the weather extremes can be very, very different. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit, give some shout outs. I'm going to put those links down below, get this uploaded. If y'all have any, warm, fuzzy stories, something cheerful for me today, comment to me. Send me a email. Today I'm looking for some inspiration, some just keep my mind off of things as I recover for these next couple of days. So just anything that y'all want to share with me, I would love to hear. Well, I'm almost out of time, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. I appreciate you more than you know. Hopefully within a couple of days, I'm going to be on track to be pumping some stuff out. So y'all take care. See y'all later. Bye.